Hello, Knockouts. Tanya TKO here, and I decided to come back out and broadcast in live. I'm going to welcome you all into the room. There are a lot of people who are commenting on my last video, and I just wanted to clear some things up. So let me give my introduction. So I am Tanya TKO. I am a certified life coach. I'm a certified clinical hypnotherapist, and I have a specialty in relationship coaching. On this channel, we typically use viral video topics as teachable moments for what self-love looks like in relationships. Earlier today, I did a video about the protests and the sterilization of white male aggression and violence inside of this country. And there are a lot of people who are coming out and they're angry that the video was flagged as inappropriate. That video needed to be flagged as inappropriate. If it wasn't flagged as inappropriate, I would have marked it 18 and over myself. There are a lot of things inside of that video that the general population should not see. We showed actual footage of a woman who was dying. And if that's not the type of thing that needs to be relegated for someone 18 and over, then what is? And I think that we've become very desensitized. I am desensitized. I saw the footage of that woman dying, and I did not have a normal sympathetic human response. The type of response that a person would have when they still have their moral compass and humanity. I don't feel anything against her, but I don't feel anything for her. Me personally, I feel numb, and I have felt this numbness creeping in since around Breonna Taylor, when the officers got off scot-free. And yeah, so it had been something that had been compounding, and I just feel like, all right. So Grace says, I'm glad it was flagged. I knew that I didn't want to watch it, and I was warned. Absolutely. I don't know how to say I'm glad it was flagged. Let's not get too besides ourselves. Let's stay in our bodies now, okay? Let's not start acting foolish. It's wonderful to have a warning up, but let's not beg for flagging, honey. Because if that's the case, then we can all come over to your channel. If it's okay. So listen, I don't know. I've just found myself becoming increasingly more and more just numb by just the constant barrage and assault on our senses, on our emotions. And I feel like, so in the coaching world, when you learn how to work with people, right? One of the things that you don't do, okay, so Nikki is saying, I got the alert before I saw anything troubling. Then again, I have been watching the news all day with no warning, so I get it. Yeah, no, I mean, listen, that video footage was graphic, and it was sad, and it's like we have become so pushed down into our fight, flight, freeze, animal center, just reptilian brain selves, that we are just living. I don't know, and I know that I'm not the only one. So I was saying, when you learn how to be a coach and you learn to coach others, right? You don't strip away too much too soon from a person. So like, a lot of people are numb. A lot of people have had to learn how to numb themselves, because feeling all of the feels and all of the emotions and everything would be just too much. It's kind of like having on some crutches and trying to kick away the person's crutch without them having the fortitude to be able to 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 I don't know, like you just take away their crutch, their leg is broken. They don't like, or peeling off a person's skin, because a crutch sounds like you're receiving assistance, but it's like peeling off a person's skin and not allowing them the time to build up like a scab or something, just so things just become too raw too soon. And I feel like we, for years in this country, have been under such tremendous assault emotionally, psychologically, like just the psychological abuse that we have been under as African Americans in this country, that what do we do with all of this? So it started, I'd say that this has been going on for some time. It's like little by little, you feel little pieces of your humanity chipping away. And you know how you have like the cast with the plaster, and you have like the thing, and you dip it inside of the plaster and then you wrap it on. That's how I feel. I feel like slowly we have been just covered in this plaster, like this armor, and many of us are hollowed out underneath because we have been slowly dying emotionally and psychologically in this country. And now that I've become aware of this, I definitely feel like, now that I've become aware of this, I feel like I need to, that I've got to do something to hold on to my humanity. So I'm going to, do what it is that I need to do to make sure that I stay human and that I work through all of these feelings, because it's like we go through this constant assault, this mourning. I remember feeling what I felt when Sandra Bland died, and Trayvon Martin, and that little boy who was 12, Tamir Rice, with his fake gun. And it's like we had real people with guns storming into the Capitol. And then we had a little boy with a gun, a toy gun in the park, who wasn't doing anything. They just saw his brown skin and shot him dead. Philando Castile. And it's like it's like, they've done a few of these videos in Asia, right? My teddy bear is wrapped up in my bed, so I'll demonstrate on the air, right? So the parents will go to give the teddy bear some food, right? They'll have a spoon, they'll go to give the teddy bear some food, and they'll go with the teddy bear's head, right? And then the parents will be like, so first they'll go to give the child some food. The child will be like, and then they'll bring up the teddy bear. They'll go to give the teddy bear some food, and then the teddy bear will be like, Then they'll start punching, beating, dragging, shaking, beat, pat, pat, pat up to the teddy bear, right? And then they'll put the teddy bear down, and then they'll get the spoon again and go to give it to the baby. How many of you out there if you've seen these types of videos, put up the number 1. I want to see, right? And then so they then they go to give the food to the baby, and then the baby is like, they just gulp up the food. They're like, oh, and they're looking down at the teddy bear, and they're like all stressed. Okay, so there's a lot of people who have seen these videos, right? Okay, so there's a lot of people who have seen these, right? Okay, all right. And so, yes, so okay, so you all have seen it, right? Perfect. So you understand what I'm saying. So it's like there's this sympathetic response that we have when we see something that looks like us being assaulted. And then we navigate through the world after witnessing this assault, this murder, and there's something visceral that happens to us. And we all may need therapy after the years upon years upon years of having it confirmed for us in the media that your Black ass life does not effing matter. I saw that woman dying on the ground, and she was like, her body was like going. And I remember when I was losing my life, when I had my near-death experience, and I know that the human body, when the human body doesn't have enough blood flowing through it, or when it's in trauma, I know that the human body goes through a number of things. So when I saw her there, I could feel what it is that she was going through, because when I was dying, I was having my own physical response to not having enough blood flowing through my system, right? So what happened, I mean, you could read about it, but what happens is your extremities become cold, your heart starts beating faster. And so like, and you start becoming lethargic because your blood, your body is an amazing machine, and it knows that it has to regulate what it is that you have left for your vital organs and your brain and your heart, and to keep your vital organs alive. So nonetheless, I saw this woman and I just was like, I saw her, I could feel what it is that she was going through, and still I felt nothing for or against her. It was just very matter of factly. And it's like we've been under this assault in this country for so long, watching our people die over and over and over again, feeling it viscerally, like that baby who would see the teddy bear getting slapped up by the parents. And we've had to witness this over and over and over again for years, for decades. And then now we're at this great reckoning, and we've all had to deal with this pandemic and be, in our feelings for all of this time. And at this point, I just Dominique says the child don't want to smoke the teddy bear just got. I'm saying the babies know. They're like, okay, let me eat this food because I know what's coming. But what is it that you do when you realize that you're navigating through a country in a Black body, and your Black body is so offensive to people and has such little value and worth to them that they feel that they can touch you, that they can hem you up, that they can beat you down, yiff you up, toss you over, do all of these, like all of this video footage that we see of people who look like us being taken out of school chairs and thrown across the classroom, tossed around like a rag doll in your swimsuit outside of the swim party with your friends, dragged down, beat up. And we're talking and have some cop straddle your shoulders as he punches your head into the ground and you're 66 years old. It's just like we see this over and over and over and over again. And we just feel this assault inside of our bodies over and over again. And in order to live, to survive, to be able to get up without going crazy in this country, we have to push down a little bit more of our humanity time and time again, until we got to the point where our humanity is so far pushed down that you see a woman dying and you feel nothing. You feel nothing for, you feel nothing against, you just feel nothing. And you're just like how you would see a stop sign fall over in the wind, how she just fell down off of that thing and was down on the ground, and people were fighting to then save her life. And you know that people like Philando Castile was left there in his own blood, as there was a child in the back of the car hollering out for her daddy. How Breonna Taylor didn't receive aid. How what's her name, the med student who was playing video games inside of her apartment with her nephew, and they just came up to the window and just shot her down. And it's like over and over and over and over again. So it's like, how many more fucks do we have to be given? Honestly, how many more fucks do we have to be given? Okay, well, but Sandra Bland, we didn't. Yeah, Sandra Bland's situation was difficult. We didn't see her getting assaulted because it happened off camera. Like we saw the screaming of her to get out of the car and all of this other stuff, and then she died in prison and under mysterious circumstances. And some people are like, well, she was depressed and all this other stuff, and it's like. And then the people get off time and time again. You're running, you're jogging in a neighborhood. Even if you stop to see an apartment, a house, or whatever under construction, which many people in that area did, like Ahmaud Arbery, and then you're jogging or running or whatever, and they come upon you and decide that they have the right to take your life. And it's just like, I just need to know. I'm sorry, Jojo is saying, between the police and the Black community, I stopped caring forever ago. Samai is saying all those acronym Black male communities should have time complaining about BW with what is happening in Washington. Listen. Porchy is saying we need a new planet. The one for humans, the rest can stay. Listen. You know, the only issue with that is that even on our planet of humans, those with less hue are going to try to continue the supremacy that we had down here. They're going to be like, I have hue, I'm coming. And then they're going to try to enact their same stuff up there, and there's going to be problems. It's going to be problems. Wanda is saying if they want us to robots, what's called transhumanism, they may not want you to give any apathy. Listen, I hear you. I hear you. The dad who left the daughter to get bit by the dogs, the father who left the girl in the car and she died. It's like again and again and again. And it's like, and somebody mentioned these Black male creators online, right? And so we have these Black male creators online who are going on and on, disrespecting Black women and just going on and on and on and on and on. And they feel so bad for themselves because they've gone through, you know, the slavery, and they've gone through this and they've gone through that. And I think and they're like, oh, I wasn't allowed to cry when I was young. And I'm like, which Black person was? I'm like, imagine going through all of that in a female body, not having agency of your own womb, being used as a breeding mare for your assaulter, and then having to serve their children, and then have your own children, which were created of assault, feel that they're better than you because you look like an N-word and they look like a house N-word. It's a lot. I just wanted to come out and have this conversation, right? I just wanted to come out and have this conversation because I was just talking to a colleague, and my colleague was affected by that woman and was like, oh, you know, she's from our part of town, and so, you know, we're all hurting down here. And I'm like, I don't feel nothing. Not a thing, nothing at all. Nothing. I'm sorry. And I feel like we have been experiencing this one-sided tragedy for so long that I'm like, well, now other people are feeling tragedy, except this is the tragedy that these people have brought upon themselves. In the process of committing a felony, you're breaking and entering in front of a person who has their weapon drawn. You get bucked down in your chest, and we, the people, are supposed to stand around as you are in the process of trying to disseminate our government and take away our vote that my ancestors and your ancestors tried to keep my ancestors from having. And then now all of a sudden I'm supposed to be like, oh, she was a human. I'm a human. Sandra Bland is human. Tamir Rice, Philando Castile, Freddie Gray, Ahmaud Arbery. It's like there's too many names to name. It's like you sit down here and you start naming names. It's like, and you just continue going on and on and on and on and on. What was the name of that girl? She was 15 in LA, who the clerk thought she was trying to steal a dollar orange juice. And they felt her life wasn't even worth a damn dollar, and they shot her in the head. Shaniqua or Letitia, something like that. McDonald, something like that. She was in LA. Chinese or no Korean shop owner shot her in the brain and got off because they felt that, oh, she was justified in killing this N-word. So it's like, no, I don't have any F's to be given. I don't have any. And if I did have some F's to be given, I would give those F's for the children who, as we speak, are in cages right now, for the children who can't control their circumstances, who are dragged into the ghettos, made unsafe by this very same people who make excuses for the people making it unsafe, and then have the nerve to to talk bad about the female compatriots that they have. I did a coaching session last night on Clubhouse. For those of you who are not on Clubhouse yet, you know, see if you can get yourself an invite. I did a coaching session on Clubhouse. The name is @TanyaTKO. And in this coaching session, a young lady who was in her 20s talked about what dating is like out there nowadays, dating Black boys, Black young men. And I remember what they were like when I was young. And if it has gotten worse than that. So if I had F's to be given, I would give F's for the 40% of Black girls who will be intimately assaulted before the age of 18, before they even get a chance to leave the house. For the ones right now who are being assaulted by someone that they trust, someone that they love, someone that was put there to protect them. If I had F's to be given, I would give my F's to the people who are passive in their victimization, not the people who are playing an active role in their own death or assault. So if I had some F's to be given, these F's would be given to the children. Like somebody had the nerve to call me bitter because we had that video the other night and we were talking about Dr. Dre, a serial abuser who have abused and victimized women for decades, who beat women, according to what it is that I've heard, beat them into miscarriage. So if I had F's to be given, I'd give F's to the unborn children who would never be born because somebody abused and beat their unborn body and detached it from the damn womb. I'd give some F's about that. I'm sorry, I know this is morbid. I'm sorry, I know this is morbid. I apologize. I apologize for the morbidity of this. But it's like we're sitting here in this country where a Black woman is killed every 19 hours by someone she's romantically involved with. And it's a vicious cycle that starts from her own father rejecting her. And it's like we are constantly being told that it's our fault. And we have nobody there with wide open arms to protect us. That we see men filming our assault and hollering out "World Star" in the background, not helping. So if I had F's to be given, my F would be given about that 16-year-old girl who went to a pool party with her friends when some big motherfucking white officer in a goddamn bulletproof vest took her little body and swung her around like a rag doll in her little bikini against the concrete and pushed her face into the grass as she screamed out, "Help me." If I had F's to be given, my F's would be given about that. Not about some big grown woman who was spouting QAnon theories, hollering out against Kamala Harris online, who took her big grown ass and tried to crawl in through a window after breaking and entering into the federal capital of these United States here of America in front of a person who was telling her to stop, who had their gun drawn on her. If I had F's to be given, I would give my F's to the children. And so Samai is saying, man, I stay away from the news. I had no idea all of this was happening. Of course, that will turn one numb. I mean, in your own way, you are numb because you know that these things are going on, but even you can't take it. This is why you turn away. You don't even turn it on because you have an idea that this stuff is going, but you rather not know. And so, yeah, this and more is happening. So, and somebody with a fake name is saying Black people do not vote for the other side. Black people at more than 90% vote for one party, and this party does nothing for them. The other party does even worse. The other party is the party that's out there in the Capitol acting that goddamn fool right now. So we need a new party. Let's not talk about, because supporting the Republican Party is not it. That's not the ticket. That's not it right there either. The Democratic Party, so it's like we need to create a third party system, a fourth party, and we need to make these elections freer and fairer, right? And Summer is saying, I don't watch the news either. Being an empath, I would cry all day. And so, listen, Steve is saying we all experience our karma. We choose our life. The Chinese, Japanese, Indians in India all know this. It's all written on your hand and your astrology chart. Well, you know what? We are, and so look, Geo is saying, we got some trolls in the house. Geo is saying police brutality started in 2016, elbow cough. No, police brutality started long before then. Katie is saying we need to be able to vote online without these old white men telling us what we can and can't do. We need to shake up our whole system and get all of these old ass mother effers out of there. We need to do a better job as educating the youth. We're in a cluster F right now. We're in a cluster F. Reese is saying police brutality started in the fields. Yes, police brutality started. These police officers started as people who were there to round up the people who were enslaved and bring them back to their damn kidnappers and captors. I refuse to call these people slaves. They were enslaved by these barbarians, these godless, conscienceless barbarians. Oh, man. All right. I'm going to read some more comments and see how you all are doing out there. Marlon is saying Black people need to relocate out this country. This is not our problem, and we reap no reward trying to make peace and order out of this outlaw culture. Where are we going to go? We're citizens of this country. Our labor built this country, built England, built Europe. Our resources built Europe, built this country. Where do we go? Where do we go? What do we do? Which country do we go to where white supremacy has not touched it? Katie is saying Canada. I was actually thinking about seeing how I could get some asylum in Canada because the SHIT we going through in this country is too goddamn much. Lunar is saying Black hands built the White House. And let's see. Coconut is saying Africa has too many issues. It's not a utopia. It's like, where do we go? I was really expecting to see a lot more when I went to Nigeria. I was actually really disappointed by what I did see over there because I saw that out of everywhere in the world, Black people here are doing the best. We're doing the best here out of everybody else in the world. You know, listen, I read this post and it really kind of just dawned on me. In the post, it said, this was a Nigerian person posted, you could save 1 naira every single day of the year and still not have a US dollar. You can save 1 naira every single day of the year. At the end of the year, you have 365 naira. You still won't have a US dollar, not 1 US dollar. So it's like, how do we make this country into what we need this country to be for us? Because abandoning ship and starting over, and it's like, and it's so this is the thing, these people cannot survive in this country without us. If we exported our music, our movies, our cultures, customs, dances, our foods, our restaurants, if we exported all of this and put the distribution in the hands of Black people, if Africa stopped providing the resources, we wouldn't even have cell phones. Like the pieces that it takes to create cell phones comes from the motherland. This world is dependent on Africa and its people who have been trafficked worldwide. So what is it that we, as the trafficked people of the motherland, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? You know what? We should have a call-in show later. Pretty is saying there's like 47 African countries. Try more like 54. SM is saying white fear is real. Black people, arm yourselves and protect yourselves. I don't believe white fear is real at all. I believe white fear is a hoax. I believe that white fear is an excuse because they don't really fear your Black ass. They just don't value your life, and they want to kill you. They like target practice. They want to kill you. They don't care about your damn life. I don't believe white fear is real at all. At all. So AE is saying, please do a call in. I will vote $100 so I can speak. I'm just so confused as to the decision making of Black people. All right. Well, you know what? The Cash App is $Tanya TKO. That's the Cash App. Go ahead. Do the $100. I'll turn on the phone lines. You know what? Why don't we do this? 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 I'm going to turn on the phone lines. We've been on for 32. Okay, we can stay on for another half an hour. I just need to freshen up my makeup, just my lips. I need to just make sure because I wasn't planning on staying on. So I just want to freshen up my lips. And I'm going to turn on the phone lines. And why don't you Cash App me should you Cash App me your number or the last four of your number? Which one should you do? Whole number or just the last four? Type in the comments while I turn on the phone lines. You can go ahead, go get yourself a drink. And we're going to turn on the phone lines in just a moment. I'm getting it geared up right now. Okay. Oh, here. All right. I'll put the Cash App up. Here we go. All right. Now it is my name. There we go. Let's keep it gully. Let's keep it gully right there. All right. Okay. So let's see. First Cash App has come through. Oh, it's Samira. She sends $20 for some love. All right. So listen, I'm going to put the phone number scrolling across the bottom. Okay. So this is the phone number. It's scrolling across the bottom, 323-488-3149. Let me fix that. I don't like the way that looks. Let me fix that. So, all right. So we have 323-488-3149. We have this scrolling across the bottom. I don't like the way that looks either. Let me fix this. All right. I'm going to put call in. So this is how we're going to do it. This is how we're going to do it. I'm going to have you call in, right? And what we're going to do is you're going to cash at me the last 4 of your phone number, and I will call back the number with the last 4. Okay, so that's how we're going to do it. That's how we're going to do it. All right. So listen, go run to the ladies' room, go run to the kitchen, go run to get a drink and all of that. We're getting ready to just get the phone lines on. So just go do that and then come back in a few moments. You're not going to miss anything because I'm just getting the phone lines set up. Let's get this party started, right? Let's get this party started quickly. Right. Okay. Phone line is set up. So let's get this up on the screen. Okay. There we go. So now we're ready. All right. So all you have to do, let me close out all of these other windows that I had opened earlier from this fool with them horns on his head. I'm sorry, but for some reason he looks sexy to me. With his chest all out. He looked like a stripper, like a cartoon character. He did not look frightening. He looked like somebody who you just stuffed dollar bills down his G-string. That's what he looked like to me. He did not look frightening at all. All right, so let's see. Oh wow, there's a lot of cash apps that are coming in. All right, so let me send okay, so Samira says sending love. Thank you, I appreciate the love. Thank you. Natalie sends $20 and says for the love. He did look okay, a Braveheart stripper. That's what he looked like. I don't know who he thought he was going to be frightening with them little tiny pants on and all hugged up in the front. Who he thought was going to be afraid of him? And so we got Dominique saying, just love your wisdom. Thank you, Dominique. She sends $10. Thank you. Thank you. And then we got Tasha who sent 10, just saying, keep doing what you're doing. Thank you, Tasha. Thank you. Okay, so we're ready to get the phone line started. So go ahead, cash app me the last 4 of your phone number. Did I see the interpreter on the news yesterday? No, I didn't. I didn't see the interpreter on the news. What was the interpreter doing? And so Kia Pruitt is saying, I understand what you're saying. I just have a different take. When vibrations are raised, you experience a different reality, peace, love, and light. Yeah, you know what? I think that, and this is one of the contentions that people in the New Thought community have, because there are people who feel that, you know, you have to have some high vibration all of the time, when in fact, you know, there's a need for your energy to get a very dense vibration. There's a need for it to get very dense. And that dense vibration propels you into actions for boundaries that are being crossed and to stand up. You know what I'm saying? Because how high can a vibration be if you've incarnated into human form and there's human suffering around you for which you turn a blind eye to? How high is that vibration really, or is it just pretense? You know? So we got Shanitra saying, keep spreading. Thank you, Shanitra. Shanitra sends $20, says, keep spreading knowledge. All right. Perfect. All right. So I'm waiting for the last four of the digits for the callers. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting. So I'm just gonna, those are the calls that, listen, let's do it that way. Do your Cash App and then tell me the last four, and I will get your call through to the air. Other than that, I'm telling you how it feels. I'm telling you how I feel. All right. Okay. So I've turned on the phone lines. What's going on? So Kia says, yes, I understand high vibrations in the terms of knowing you can change things, purchase precious metals, create jobs, grow your own food, start your own militia. Okay. All right. Okay. And so Rodriana says, question, no action means turning a blind eye. Yes, of course. If you've turned a blind eye, numbed yourself to other people's pain, yes, of course. Turning away is turning a blind eye. Okay, so we have first call in is, let's grab you. And I see the last four that it ends in, so let me check the call list. Here we go. You only have to call once because I see the number. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, you're on the air.
Am I on air?
Yes, you're on the air live with Tanya. What's your name?
Miss Linda.
Hi, Miss Linda. So talk to us. What is your comment this evening?
Yeah, thank you so much for taking my call. So my comment is basically with all that's going on, I think it's important for us, especially I gather most of the people that follow you are Black women, for us to not forget to, despite everything that's going on, put ourselves first and continue to do that regardless. And I think it's because I think I've been saying this forever, and I always get pushback, especially when I talk to other to Black Americans, but nobody is coming to save us. No one's coming to save us. No one is coming to, even our Caucasian allies, our white allies, ultimately they are not invested enough to dismantle a system that benefits them. So unless we get on the same page and stop, and I said in the chat, stop trying to entertain these people. Stop trying to, be ballers, be rappers, throwing a football on a football field, because at the end of the day, even if you're a multi-million-dollar football player, if they don't like you kneeling on their field, your career is over.
It's true.
So what real power do you really have?
Exactly.
So unless we refocus ourselves and get back to focusing on the family and valuing education and going in and infiltrating where the real power is, become those doctors so you can take care of your communities and not have to rely on the compassion of some, white doctor to understand you and your needs. Go to law school, become those judges so you don't have to rely on the compassion of other people. To see your humanity.
Yes.
Get into politics so that you can enact those changes that you keep begging for people to enact.
Yeah.
Okay? Because they're not going to do it for you. You have to infiltrate where the real power is. But we're too busy dribbling the balls, singing and dancing, degrading each other, degrading our women. And we're expecting to get somewhere, and then we go back and we beg these people for compassion. They don't have to care about you. So who's going to care about you except yourself?
Exactly.
Who's going to help you except yourself?
Exactly.
I'm sorry if I'm getting passionate, but
no,
I feel like
you're speaking the truth.
The community does not understand this. There aren't enough people on the same page speaking this message, because as much as we might be outraged, tomorrow there's going to be a story, Tory Lanez is going to shoot, somebody else, and we're going to be outraged.
You know what? If all of the Black players broke their contracts, right? And decided to get with black owners and go to black stadiums. And listen, you could have as many white people come in and pay their tickets. You could have as many advertisers as you want, right? But if all of these remember, there was a time where they didn't even want us to play, but now we're playing, we're making people all of these millions of dollars, and we're getting treated like crap. Like if all the black musicians and all the black actors joined the Black Actors Guild or whatever the case may be, and gave each other awards and created our own films and all of this stuff, we would be in a different place right now.
Exactly. And that's the thing. You're more concerned being a part of the game, being a player in the game, as opposed to owning that game, as opposed to being the creator of that game. I'm sorry, I'm not coming up with the best analogies, but you get the point. And I'm also Nigerian. I'm Nigerian American, so I understand exactly what you're talking about when you said you went to Nigeria and you weren't impressed. Because, honey, I wasn't impressed either, and that's my own country,
Yeah.
And I went there in 2019, and people don't understand. People say, go back to Africa. Okay, have you ever had to call a water truck to fill up the tanks because you ran out of water? That's how they're operating. That's how we're operating. Have you ever operated off of a generator?
Yeah, but you
and
know
if the
what?
generator broke down,
I'm
you
sure you
can't charge your
saw
phone.
Journey of an African Colony. I'm sure you saw that.
I actually have not. So
Oh,
definitely
no,
enlighten
honey,
me.
you need to see this. These barbarian Europeans ravaged the land and sucked on it like a succubus for hundreds of years, building up their pristine country. So remember in Blood Diamond when the character Jiman Hansu's character got over to England and he saw, this little glass thing with blood on and dirt and mud on it in his country. And he came up and he was like in London looking in the windows, and it was all and that thing that so many people had their hands chopped off for were turned into these sparkly diamonds. And he was like, just wow. So what happened to Nigeria is tragic. These barbarian thugs came over there, these godless Cretans, these demonic humans came over there, killed a lot of Nigerians, carved up the land for themselves. They had this thing called a Maxim gun that could fire off 150 rounds per minute or something like that, like 150 rounds per minute. And they would just saw through human beings, like the people who did not want to relent, like the people who fought against them. They would spin this Maxim gun and just saw through human beings. Women too. They killed a lot of women. And there's something really tragic about seeing a dead female body on the ground. And these men cared nothing about anybody's lives, and they didn't even care about the people. So they colonized the land, and whereas they had exported the humans to help build up the Americas, they had the people of Nigeria working, and they were exporting the resources from Nigeria, exporting the monies from Nigeria, giving Nigerians pittance and not building up Nigeria. So when they were building the sewer systems the pipes and the water system and planning out the cities in Europe, they were not doing any of that planning there. They were just using Nigeria as a wallet. And so fuck England, fuck all of these countries in Europe who are now all built up. And then now they want to turn around and act like they're fucking gentlemen. They want to turn around and put on their bespoke suits and be like, well, ho, 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 hip, hip, yeah. No, your hands are not clean. Your hands are dirty. Even till this day, they have artifacts from Africa, from Benin, in London, in the museums in London, refusing to give the Benin people back their treasures. So no, fuck that shit. Fuck them and anybody who is aligned with how they feel.
I'm right on the same page, and I would love the name of that movie because I do want to check it out. But I will say this: even with everything that happened within Nigeria, and I will definitely do my research with that movie, but even with everything that happened there, at the end of the day, if Nigerians cared about each other, if the government was focused on the people, just like the Chinese, they're like, they don't give a damn. If you're not Chinese, at the end of the day, they don't accept you. They are all about themselves, period. And they're starting to conquer in their own way as well. And you can't go to China and become more successful than a Chinese person there. Like, it won't be allowed. But in Nigeria, all of these Europeans can come in and they basically get bowed down to. My family, even my aunt, like when I came home, she was asking us like if we knew any white people. Like, the hate is real.
Wait, what do you mean if you knew any white people? White people for what?
Just like if we had like white friends, like, oh
Why?
my God, because they hate themselves. That's it. Because they value white skin more than anything.
But I'm so confused. So they asked you if you knew any white people, and if you said yes, then what would they say? They'd be like, "Oh, lucky you."
They would think higher of us. Like, oh wow, they have white friends. Yeah, it's that real. It's white skin. It's unfortunate that these people have convinced the entire world that their pale complexion is
their recessive genes.
Like, their recessive genes are superior to every other race of human being on this earth, even though there's only one. It's crazy, but the psychological damage that they've been able to do to every group of every ethnic group in this world, like how many other groups praise anything that's as close to white as possible and denigrate themselves. Like, it's ridiculous.
We're a conquered people. We've been conquered. It's as simple as that. We've been conquered.
Like, what will break these mental chains? What the hell will break it? Nothing will break it, because even if the Black community came together and they actually started, working smarter and figuring out how to infiltrate these pillars of power, like how the transgender people were able to infiltrate. I mean, look at even the transgender group, the LGBT group, they got into politics, and so they're passing laws that benefit themselves. Like other people are doing. We're not doing that. We're all scatterbrained, focusing on entertaining and then begging people to give us rights. Does that make any sense? But even if we did get together, I thoroughly believe, the Black male will not, at the end of the day, they will, even if they did get smarter, they'll get smarter, to fight for their own benefit and not for the woman. So that's why I say we need to focus on ourselves regardless. That's why I'm grateful for spaces like this and for spaces like yours. But I interrupted you. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I was, I'm sorry. Yeah, I was going to say that, I mean, we've been subjugated. The reason why we feel this way is because we've been subjugated. The reason why Nigeria is still sucking off of the people is that's not patriotism. That's self-hate. That you could see people suffering and take your money and send it abroad. You also have to remember that white people installed schools and religious, not ceremonies, religious buildings, religious something another in Nigeria. So people in Nigeria were taught Europeans' version of history. They don't even, the average Nigerian doesn't even realize that we African Americans, we Akata, these wild homeless alley cats, are your stolen relatives. They don't even know. They don't know how we got here. They don't see us and recognize us. It's like we have this wool pulled over our eyes.
I will tell you a secret. I don't know how big of a secret it is, but I will tell you the thought process for a lot of Nigerians and why they look down on Black Americans, because they think if you ended up as a slave, it's because your family was stupid and they were stupid to sell you. So basically, like, the stupid ones got sold and the smart ones, we were still in Africa. Like,
right. And
that's how they think.
And the saddest part about it is that the average Nigerian doesn't even realize the sheer and utter, insidious destruction laid upon the land at the hands of European colonizers. They don't, like, the average Nigerian is so proud. They're like, oh, we were never enslaved. And then you're like, but baby, do you not realize that for hundreds of years you've had the resources siphoned out of your majority Black land? Like, you sat there and you let a minority come in and conquer you. So there's nobody coming up smelling like roses. Not only did you betray your own people and sell them off, but you let this minority, this recessive gene mongrel, come in and rule on your God-given natural motherland. This is problematic. But the ignorance won't let them see that that's how things went down. That's how things went down.
It is.
Somebody is saying, let's not do that. Let's not
do what?
I don't know. Somebody's comment came through. There's about 900 people on here, so it's moving very quickly. Somebody's saying, let's not do that. But what I'm speaking is facts. What I'm speaking is facts. This happened.
And, you know, at the end of the day, I'm not following chat, but Tanya, you're right. You can say, people don't realize it's 350 naira to $1. There's 365 days in the year. You can save up a 1 naira and not even get to US dollar. Like, that is that's how the economy operates over there. So if you think you're going to go there and, you know, back to Africa we go, you need to recognize what you're going back to. You know, unfortunately, you know, people aren't leaving Nigeria. You know, my cousins want to leave and come here. You know, do you think they want to leave because things are so good over there? Even with everything that's going on, this, you know, here, they still want to come here.
So Bejik wants to get you off the lines. Bejik, go ahead and send the Cash App through with your last 4. I'm looking at the Cash Apps. No one else has sent the last 4. So what are we supposed to do?
First, so.
Send through the last 4 digits. The instructions are below
Tanya,
with the phone number. You're so funny. Habisha is saying the Nigerian economy is over 25 trillion.
And who's benefiting from it?
Slayer is saying this conversation is getting xenophobic. Where's the xenophobia? Where?
We're talking, yeah, it's not.
Where's the xenophobia?
We're talking about reality.
Where's the xenophobia?
This is the hard truth that people don't want to face. This is the reality. I'm from Nigeria. Like, you don't think I understand what's going on? I'm a Nigerian American, so I understand both. I've been to both countries. I've lived in both countries. You won't take it from me. Who will you take it from?
And she's saying they're looking for other ways to contribute. So the only other way is PayPal, but PayPal is, I don't get, let me see if I could get it on my phone. Let me see if I could get PayPal on the phone. Those would be the only 2 ways. PayPal, or, you know, Bitcoin, send through that BTC. You know what I'm saying? You send through that BTC. Let's talk. All right. So let me log into the PayPal and see what we got. Let's see. All right. So I don't know why they're saying xenophobia.
They're saying xenophobia because I'm talking about the viewpoints of Nigerian Americans, you know, and how they view Black Americans and vice versa. But the thing is, that's the reality. Like, this is how, you know, I'm trying to give insight as to how Nigerians view Black Americans here, because there is a division. But xenophobia, I mean, do people understand the definition of xenophobia? It's literally hate for others who don't look, you know, like you, or who aren't from the same background as you.
Or maybe they're saying we're being xenophobic towards the barbarians who went around the world killing and conquering. Maybe that's the xenophobia, because the person who said it, she had a mask on, her hair was straight and the skin was light. You could, without you can't see the hair and facial features. You don't know. The ways to contribute are inside of there's direct links inside of the description. So we appreciate you calling in. We're going to wait for the next caller. Thank you.
Thank you for talking to me. Have a good evening.
Okay.
Bye.
All right. So listen, I want to know who is it that you all feel that we're being xenophobic towards, right? Who is it? Oh, some people were saying that the caller was white. And see, some of you are so ignorant. That girl was Nigerian. What is because is her high voice? So she didn't have that bass, the bass in her voice, like some people. Listen, I've heard Caucasians with bass in their voice, so you can't tell by the bass or the lack. You can't. All right. So what happened to the big spender? Said that they were sending through. All right, so here we go. We got the next call about to come in. I see the last digits. Here we go.
Hello?
Yes, hi. You're on the air live with Tanya. What's your name?
Hi, this is Cynthia. How you doing, Tanya?
Hi, you said Cynthia?
Yes.
All right. So hi, Cynthia. Welcome to the line. Have you called before? Because I don't think we've spoken.
Yes, Tanya, we call. We'll talk lots of times, but not recently.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome. What is your comment this evening?
I think it's going to take many avenues for us to get it together, but the one thing I think we should do is buy land, and we should really get back into growing food because a lot of things we get in the grocery store are crap.
Mm-hmm.
Organic is so high.
Mm-hmm.
The number of farmers retiring and their children not continuing in that industry is a lot. So if we want to get quality food, and we have an aversion to growing food because of the history and the stigma attached with slavery. So I think we should get back into that. It's not going to be the only answer, but into buying us some land, doing some better practices upon growing food, and maybe find a market within that because they are paying for organic food. And it's a niche that we can fill because we do have a lot of crap. And people say, where are you going to buy this land at? And people live in the suburbs, sit in traffic for 2 hours to get to their jobs in the city. So for a little while, maybe we'll have to travel and develop some areas that's not as popular, and eventually they will be developed. I just look at the area I live in. They call my little town a third world country. But we used to go to West Palm. It's Belgrade. It was in the 80s when HIV first came out. There was 3 HIV capitals: California, Belgrade, and New York.
Oh my.
We were Belgrade. So, but I remember growing up, it was just 2 lanes going to West Palm Beach. That area is now Wellington, Florida. They have equestrian properties, and we all the time wait for them to build it, and then we go. We need to start buying land in areas that's a little more cost effective and build our own stuff instead of letting them build it, us getting in on the back end and paying exorbitant amount. We always want to go where they go at. White people decide we move in one area, they move out, we buy their old crap so they can get their money and move away from us. And it's a game instead of just building our own. And I think that's just,
because that 40 acres and a mule ain't coming. So what we gonna do?
Buy your own 40 acres because 40 acres really don't cost that much because it's all kinds of USDA loans out there in which you have to put 0% down if you get it. It's 100% finance, but they're in rural areas. So, but you put nothing down, but you have to have like a 580 credit score. And people are like, oh, I literally had a 400 and some credit score in September. In 2 to 3 months, I raised, and it's still not good, but it was enough to qualify, not for a 0% down loan, but it was enough to qualify for a loan to purchase like 7 acres. And I'm from the country, so I don't mind staying here to begin doing something. And if we just start educating ourselves, we got a 400 now. How we get it up? YouTube University is amazing. And if we start doing those things and everybody committed, even the people who get the income tax, the earned income tax credit, instead of buying 22 inches, when you get your $9 grand this year.
22 inches. Oh, Lord.
whatever the hair is. You know, I don't know what that hair is. My hair is less than 2 inches. So, but you know, I just remember one income tax season, my coworker sitting up there looking like Pocahontas. You know, when that income tax, it was cute. I ain't hating, but you know, that was a part of it went. It was some cute hair. It was good. She looked like a black Pocahontas. She was cute with it. But instead of this year spending it on whatever, maybe we should commit to pulling our credit score now, seeing what it is, seeing how we can maneuver to get it up and buying us some land and some property. Like I said, they got these USDA rural loans out there with 0% down. So that's just one.
No, I feel you. I feel like we need something to be able to get away from how we've been living. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we need to get away from how we've been living because things have not been very good the way things have been going down. So baby is saying, instead of buying bundles and rims, spend it on gaining wealth or fixing your credit. I know that's right.
It's really not that
Leandra
hard.
says, YouTube University, so I'm wasting my money at uni. I couldn't catch the comment. It went too quickly. Yeah.
It told me how to fix my credit, and I didn't have to pay them people who sent me that thing talking about we'll fix your credit, and I paid them a couple of $100, and they didn't. They say, hey, do this, this, and that. And within 2 months, I didn't have a lot of stuff, 2 to 3 months. I was up to the point where I could at least qualify for a mortgage, and by the time my place is finished, I'll be able to refinance that because at least I'll be in the 700 to 800 by that time.
I know that's right. Then you get a better loan.
So about 2% by the time it's finished.
How much was your home, if you don't mind us asking?
Well, I bought 7.39 acres. It's a mobile home. It's 2,000 square feet. And it'll end up being $197,000. I put $9,900 down.
9,900. What is 9,900?
$9,900 at the down payment.
Oh, 9,900. Okay. For some reason, I was thinking 99,000. My brain just didn't compute that for some reason. I was like, oh, you only owe 1,000 left? Okay. All right. So you put 10% down. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. That sounds good. That means I need to. We need to. Yeah. This sounds. Well, look, we need to make some changes for the 2-1. Because there's some changes that need to happen. When I saw them barbarians, them reckless anarchists yesterday and the way that they were treated, I realized that we need more power in this country. Yeah. We need to change things. We
look like they just had lice all over them, bed bugs and scabies.
Oh, goodness, I didn't see all of that.
The one with you didn't see the one with the horns and the fur hat and all the hair on their face.
I thought he was sexy.
That man looked sexy with lice all through that hair, sexy with crabs and bed bugs all on them.
I thought he was sexy. I went to get my dollar bills.
And leave you itching.
No.
And you like, where I got these crabs from?
How are they gonna jump from him to me?
I put grease in my eye. You know, we gonna cut down on the hair grease these days. We ain't using as much grease. So ain't no telling what kind of lice we might be getting. You know, before that hair grease kept us from getting it.
Why you gotta be like that?
No, I'm just saying.
He looked like a stripper to me. He didn't, but you know,
if I looked stripperish and he looked itchy because I just thought about all that lice up in that hair.
It was fur.
The other ones beside him had facial hair and big beards and stuff too, and he had the beard and he had a lot of hair on his body under them tats. And that's all I could think of was lice and scabies and bed bugs.
Oh my goodness. So there's other people who thought he was gross. Kiki is saying, yuck, that man was gross. Well, you know what? I thought he'd look sexy in a
dirty kind of way.
Yeah.
In a dirty, scratching when you finish with him kind of way.
Well, you know what? It's strange because I saw him and I thought he looked kind of like, I didn't take him seriously as an anarchist. He just looked like a toy, right? But I know that I wouldn't want to be near him. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't If I saw him at the club and he was on a pole spinning, I would throw money up there. But if he came trying to flap his sack in my face, that's not what I want. Okay.
I just was thinking of all the crabs in the air flying off of him. Just spreading all that lights around that place.
Yeah, no, if he was spinning on a pole, I would throw money up there towards him. You know, I would put up a little $4 or $5 up there for him, depending on what type of musculature he had, you know, but I wouldn't want him flapping in front of my face. I wouldn't want that. Not at all.
3 to 6 feet. Like in prison, give me 3 feet.
Even 3 is a little too close. 6 feet, 10, 12 up on the stage, watching him twirl around, doing some acrobatics. I could throw up a few dollars for that. But if he's slapping, pulling out a thong in my face, slapping off the crabs all over in the air. I couldn't do that.
But seriously, they had a lot of hair.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, that's
all right.
That's my one idea, I think. And I'm sure it's going to take more than that, but that's my one contribution.
All right. Well, thank you for calling in. Okay.
You have a good one. Bye-bye.
So Starstorm is saying, I think Tanya liked his physique. You know what it is? It wasn't really so much his physique. He had more like a swimmer's kind of body. I think it was just the whole costume thing. You know, he looked like he was up for a good time. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's just, I don't know. For those of you who don't know who we're talking about this. I'll show you all while we wait for the next Cash App or PayPal to come through. Just put in the last 4 digits of your phone number, and then we'll go from there. So let me see. How can I? Oh, you know what? I'll pull it up on my phone. His name is like Angeli something. You know who we're talking about. He had on the horns and the fur, because I don't want to take my thing out of where it is now while we get ready for the next phone call. So his name was Angeli something. And like Angeli from, let's see, the protest. Let me put protest. Angeli protest. Okay, so his name was Jake Angeli. So that's his name, right? Just look at this damn fool. There's a fool. Look at this fool. Do you see him? Let it get in focus. Do you see this fool? It just he does not look frightening to me. He looks like he needs to be objectified. That's how he looks. He looks like he needs to be objectified. And LeBron is saying, make him twerk some. Exactly. Well, I don't know. You know what? I would just really just like to see him do some acrobatics on the pole, like really kind of lift and do some, you know, do like some pull-ups and maybe do a split down to the ground and pull off his chaps. You know what I'm saying? I would like to see that. So, all right. So we have another Cash App that has come through. So let's get this together. Let's see. Okay. So I need you to call in so I can see your number on the thing, because I can't just dial 4 digits. I need you to call in. And then what I'll do is just ping the phone, and then I will just let it just ping it, and then I'll call you right back. My goodness. How funny. Let's see. Let me refresh this. All right. So I'm just waiting for that call to come through. So yeah, so he just, I don't know. You all are dissing him. They said Batman was out there too. Lord have mercy. Wait, somebody called him Tragic Mike instead of Magic Mike. Lord have mercy. Oh my gosh. And Lee Harvey is saying, we see what you like, TKO. No. Do not get it twisted. Do not get it twisted. You know, I think there's different things that people like for different things. Like, that man looked like he needs to be objectified. Like, he's not the type of person that I would want to give my love and affection to. Like, I would not bring this person home to meet my Caribbean father. No. And I would not let him touch me, right? Like, imagine his mouth on yours. No, absolutely not. But him up on a pole doing some, doing his pull-ups and showing his strength and then busting down into a split on the ground and holding himself sideways on the pole as he twirls his legs out. I could get with some of that. I'll throw some money up on the stage for him, but I'm not going to have him flapping in my face. I will not have that. I won't have that. Okay, so here we go. Our next caller is coming through. You all embarrassing me. Oh, goodness.
Hello.
Hey, welcome to the line. You're on the air live with Tanya. What's your name?
Tanya. This is B. Irvin.
Hey, B. Irvin. Somebody on the thing is saying it's okay to be attracted to him, Tanya. I'm not attracted to him.
Well, I don't know if you are attracted to him or not. And he may look like fun, but when I saw him on that picture with Giuliani, I was like, nah, because they probably birds of a feather. You know what I mean?
What you mean? Giuliani is a whole different type of bird. Giuliani is a bird all his own.
Giuliani is a special kind of bird. And so I wouldn't be surprised if Giuliani knows him and his whole crew, is what I'm saying.
What you talking about? You talking about gay?
No, I'm talking about the guys that were yesterday that climbed the walls and went, into the Capitol. But even before that, he was on a picture with Giuliani. So what's the likelihood? Giuliani was also trying to gas the crowd up to go ahead into the Capitol. So I wouldn't be surprised if Giuliani is behind some of that, is my point.
Got you. Oh, you know what? You're right. Listen, these groups that organize, of course. Of course. There are people who pay for them to get out there. There are people who pay for them to get there. So yes, of course. So somebody was behind it.
So it's all fun till the rabbit got the gun. Yeah.
They saying that you twisted, that you had a little sippy sip before you called. Is this true?
Me? No. I just got off work, thank goodness. I just got off work. So it's all good. It's all good. But I just wanted to call in and say, no, leave him alone. Him and his fur alone and his horns. Leave all of that alone.
You know what? Listen, let's take a survey. Let's take a survey. If you thought that there was something sexy about him, if you thought there was something sexy about him, put up the number 3. If you cannot see any type of sex appeal about him at all, put up the number 4. Let's see what we got here in the audience. So 3, that he has some sort of sex appeal. 4, none at all. Okay. No. So now you see. So we got George put up a 0. So we got the numbers coming through, right? So hold on, let me oh wow, they're coming in too fast. Let's see. All right. So we got 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 3, 4, 4, 4, 3, 3. Okay, so I'm not the only one now. So there are other people out there.
Wait a minute, Tanya. You know who he reminds me of with that horn on?
Who?
You remember when you had the show with Shira and Pinky, and the girl kept talking about, or the lady kept talking about not wanting attention, but you couldn't get a word in edgewise with her, and she would wear pink wigs and all of that.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes, that looks like that's probably her brother. Mhm.
Listen, that's
Yeah.
fine. That is fine. But you trying to tell me you don't see no type of sex appeal about his getup?
No.
Nothing whatsoever.
No, I like living too much. No.
How is he going to kill you if he's twirling on the pole? How?
No.
I want to know,
That's-
how is he going to kill you on the pole?
He's as long as he stays on the pole, he can stay on the pole.
Exactly.
But
So
when
you
he comes down the pole,
he's not coming down the
that's when
pole.
it's over.
No, he's not coming down the
you
pole.
want him to stay up on the pole.
On the pole, doing some acrobatics, some pull-ups, and and going sideways on the pole and doing his pull-ups.
Showing his strength.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
We're doing his antics with his horns and all of that.
Oh my God.
You can't. Nobody else besides me can see that.
No.
So I can't believe it. So listen, the numbers are still coming in. It's split down the middle. There's some people who think that he does have some sex appeal, and there's some people that think no. So
No.
Okay. Listen, it can't be for everybody. Listen.
True that.
You know what? I will say this, that there is a side of us that sometimes finds the repulsive appealing in certain circumstances. You know?
True. Now, I can agree with that.
Like there's people out there
Absolutely.
watching all types of mommy takes advantage of her son porn. So yes, there are people who find things that would normally be repulsive to them in certain circumstances.
Men in diapers.
Listen, you've gone too far. Now you've gone too far.
True.
Wait. Kennedy is saying, I've been thinking lately I may possibly be a furry. Moonchild says, I'm here for it. Oh my goodness.
Oh no.
Okay.
No. That's all I wanted to say. Leave the fur alone.
So William is saying, so about this land we're supposed to buy, if you look into women for direction about what land you're supposed to buy, you're already lost, brother. Don't come to women looking for direction on what it is that you need to do financially. You need to get yourself together and pull a woman into your plan and not come to the woman looking for the plan. This is not a financial channel. On this channel, we talk about relationships, love, intercourse, Blackness. And apparently right now we're talking about a man who went to a protest with horns on, showing his tattoos, wearing fur and some little loincloth type pants. some suede, fake suede.
But I bet you he does itch though.
Listen, I'm not thinking about him itching because I'm not trying to buy his time. I'm not trying to buy his time. Okay. So William, why don't you call in? Go do the Cash App and put your last 4 digits in there and let's talk then since you want to call in.
Thank you, Tanya.
All right. Thank you for calling in. Thank you. You gave me a good laugh. All right.
All right. Good. Bye-bye.
All right then. All right. So you all are so funny. All right. So listen, I'm glad that we did stay on because you all gave me a nice, good laugh. I was feeling a little down before, but I feel better now. So thank you. I hope that you all feel better from this good laugh, even if it's at that man's expense. You know what I'm saying? Let me check the PayPal. There's nothing in the PayPal. Oh, wait. Nope. Nope. So waiting for the next Cash App. What's going on, William? Where's the Cash App? So Zakia is saying the Viking Bay love triggered me too. It's okay, sir. Oh gosh. You all are dissing him. He looked like he got rug burn from that fur. No, he doesn't. Fur is soft. Fur is soft and warm. We're not talking about nothing, Beijik. We are not talking about anything right now. We've gone down the tubes. SM is saying hot wax on that chest. Yeah, I would throw a few dollars up there if he put some wax on and ripped that hair off. I would throw a few dollars up there for that. If he just slathered and waxed and put that strip on, it was like, ah! I would throw a few dollars up there for that. Why not? This conversation is we've gone off the deep end. Okay, so the phone lines are open. Right, phone lines are open, and we're going to jump out of here. If there's no more phone calls, we'll jump out of here. I was just talking about somebody saying what? Oh gosh, Ocean Marnock, you tuned in at the wrong time. We were having a serious discussion, but it's gone down the tubes now. At this point, it's gone down the tubes. David is saying, can I get a discount on a call? The call doesn't have a price. All you have to do is just put the Cash App or the PayPal through. That's it. It's very simple. It actually is a great way to regulate the phone call so that they're not all coming in back to back. This has been a very calm show. Habisha is calling him a mangy Furby. Listen, I think he's dirty looking, yes, but dirty in a sexy way. Like, I would watch him on the pole. I would watch him pull off that fur from the wax. I would watch him do that. Kim is saying he had dog fur on. That's messed up. That is messed up. How funny. How funny. How funny. Okay. All right. So listen, going once, going twice. We are at 125. If we do not get a call in the next 5 minutes, then we're going to turn off the show. So Penelope said, at least we give you a joke. Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Well, Gigi is saying, uncooked chicken shall not be mentioned. Y'all are rude. Sexy damn criminal, hot felon. Now, there's something sexy about him. I won't call him hot. There is something sexy about him, but hot, I don't think so. Burnt potatoes and rotten cheese sauce. I did not get a smell from it. And I do not imagine a smell on him. But if I had to imagine a smell, it probably would be kind of sweaty and frowsy. But I'm not imagining a smell. I'm just imagining him on the pole. That's about it. Alicia is saying he's not a bad looking guy, but he's not my cup of tea. Oh, he's not bad looking, but he's not my cup of tea. AJ is saying, I don't imagine a smell either. That's weird. Okay. Oceana is saying good night. Yes, we're not talking about anything anymore at this point. We've gone downhill. And Rasheen is trying to get some attention. Let's give Rasheen some attention. Rasheen tried to insult me in my comments on a video today. He was like, you could tell from the look in Tanya's eyes, she need a man bad. And I was like, you sound like you volunteering. And then he came back out and he started pouring his heart out to me about how he's married, but he really will want me, and how no black man would really want a white woman over me. They want women that look like me. No white woman can compare. He just started going off. So somebody wants to know if I'm going to do a show about Kanye and Jeffree Star allegations. No, I'm not going to, because I don't care. Listen, didn't Amber Rose said he a finger in the booty ass nigga? Didn't she say that? With his Twitter fingers? You know, so no. I am not going to. We already knew. So no, I'm not interested in doing any type of show about him. And so Samaya is saying, why do men believe that they are needed? You have to be qualified to even be wanted. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Lunar is saying Serena introduced her husband to the washcloth, so maybe he could be. Listen. real nasty. This is real nasty. I think I read something like that somewhere. Oh my God, I cannot with you all. Somebody says some women just need love. Well, it's a good thing that some women have love inside of themselves. Leisha sent $5 just because. Thank you, Leisha. Thank you. I appreciate that. And let's see. All right. So we got another call coming in. Oh my goodness. So let's see. William, you need to call in so I can have your whole number. You need to call in because I don't see this on the call list. So you need to call. You need to call and then I'll call you right back. Okay. I could not with you all. I don't care. I thought he'd look good on a pole. That's fine. There was something sexy about his nasty ass. Something sexy about it. Okay. So let's jump and see if we see this call. William, you need to call, baby, so I can have your whole number. I know there's a little bit of a delay, so I'll let you get the chance to catch up. This is too funny. Let me see what Bitcoin is at today. What the hell? Oh, I sold my Bitcoin. I feel so bad right now. Wow. I sold my Bitcoin, but I more than doubled my money, but I sold it nonetheless. So Bitcoin has gone up and wow. Wow. Hello, you're on the air live with Tanya. What's your name?
Hey, how you doing, Tanya? This is William.
Hey, William. Okay, so you came to get the conversation back on track.
Well, no, not necessarily. That was actually just me joking.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because I know you all kept making the comments about a gentleman, so I'm like, so. Yeah, but no, I wasn't saying that to be smart. By no means.
All right. So what is it that you called to talk about then this evening?
I really appreciate the content. I wanted to tell you, the first video I ever watched of you were walking on in Martha's Vineyard. And I remember watching that entire video because I love the island. I love Oak Bluff, and Egerton. It's just a beautiful, beautiful place.
Yeah.
So I remember that, and then I got a notification randomly of your video maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. And I'm like, oh, I remember her.
Oh, wow. How interesting. Yeah, that was 2012. That was before I closed TKO Skin. I taken a vacation for my birthday and I went up to Martha's Vineyard and there was a film festival and a jazz festival going on out there. And then they had the Inkwell. It was such a lovely time. Oh my goodness. That was a lovely time.
You look like you were just enjoying yourself. I was like, wow, she just seems. Even though I know you were irritated at some point because I think the hotel owner or whomever.
Yeah, I had an issue with her for some reason. I don't remember what the issue was, but I remember that there was an issue with her because I saw that video not too long ago. Just because I was like looking through old videos and I remembered that good time. And I remember I ended up leaving the place that I was staying at early and then going to another place. But I remember I had some hotel owner that was like some old Southern woman that was one of those Southern women that sit on the porch
Right.
drinking julep, getting into other people's business. And she was too far
Right.
into mine. She was too far into my doggone business.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. But you look like you really enjoyed yourself. I really appreciate the conversations that you have. I mentor a lot of young people, and I'm always looking for the opinion of women and just their perspective because I know that sometimes men can be dominating in conversations, and we do make a lot of mistakes and say some wrong things.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times I like to listen and just sit back and observe, but I appreciate your tone. I appreciate just the way you approach certain things. It's very, very nice.
You are so sweet. Maria is saying that you're trying to get at me and that I need to take
No,
advantage of you. That's what she's saying.
no, I just wanted to show you some love and support. I think we men been doing a lot of horrible things these past few
Uh-huh. And
centuries.
Habisha saying you sound like a wordsmith. So you trying to craft a web of words around me? Hmm.
I don't want to be disrespectful while you're at work. So,
So it's true that you are trying to holler. That's what you're doing? Okay, I see. Oh, he didn't deny it now, ladies. He's not denying it. All right,
he
so
has my number.
I see. Well, tell us a little bit more about you. How old are you, William?
Just turned 30.
Oh, you're a little young for me. You know that.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So you just turned 30. Are you single?
Yes.
All right. Well, let's see if we could hook you up then. What type of woman are you looking for?
Smart. To be honest, I'm not really on the search, but I'm most compatible with smart women. Most of the women that I've dated have been very, very smart.
Okay. Well, where are you located? Where are you located?
I'm in the DMV.
Oh, he's in the DMV area, ladies. He's a wordsmith. He is into smart women. He's not really looking right now. Why are you not looking? Tell us why you're not looking.
I want to finish a doctor first before I even choose to. I'm not even.
So we're talking med school or PhD?
No, a PhD. I'll be finished with the master's in May, Johns Hopkins University.
Okay. So you'll be finished with, what are you getting your master's in?
Education.
Okay, so you're getting your master's in education, so you're going to get your PhD in education as well. Which part of education?
Educational leadership. I'd love to be maybe an admin at a university. That would be great.
Okay, all right. So you have how many more years before you finish your PhD?
3 or 4.
Oh, okay. So we got 3 or 4 more years before you start looking into dating. So that means you're celibate then.
Yeah, we can say that. I mean, I don't believe in all that mixing and mingling. What do y'all call it? Soul ties and all that.
Uh-huh. Interesting.
And the thing about women in this part of the country is that they are, well, everywhere really, but
they're what?
Very driven. I was about to say the thing about women in this part of the country, but really everywhere, is that they are very driven and they don't have time for foolishness and all of that. So it's kind of like it's a hit or miss, to be honest.
Okay. So why are you single right now?
My last girlfriend, she and I kind of parted ways because it was long distance. She was at Columbia doing the graduate program as well, and things just got really, really tough. And so we just decided to take a break. And, school got really, really hard. Living in Baltimore in general is very challenging, to say the least.
Okay.
Very challenging.
Okay. And what's your living situation like?
Meaning, like, Do I have a roommate? Where do I live? Do I have a house?
I'm going to let you interpret the question as you interpret it. What's your living situation like?
I'm a homeowner. Yeah.
And you own a
Nope.
home in
Just me.
DC?
No, in Baltimore. Just me. Just me.
Oh, okay. Ladies, listen. So
That's why I was curious about the land conversation, because when the lady was talking about, which I didn't even know, when she was talking of the what did she say, the land grant or the land loan, and she got the 7 acres, I was like, wow, that's really interesting. But then she said something about it being the rural part of the country, so I'm like, well, that's different if you know are in an urban area. So,
I mean, but where else are you going to find land if not in the rural? That's what rural means, is where the land is.
that's true, but you know how the government is. They might say, well, there has to only be less than 20,000 people in the city, or less than X, you know.
Well, you know what? I don't know much about land buying now. Someone has been trying to get me into buying land. And I want to create a community for single mothers who want to live off of the grid. So that's something that I've been wanting to do. So I might look into some land buying. I've also been looking into how to do some group economics so we could all put our money together so we could buy something together. So I've been thinking about some ways for us to help ourselves, but I'm still at the early stages of that. And a lot of us do need credit repair. What's your credit like, William?
Good. It's actually excellent. I just a few points away from perfect, but
ladies, he's not going to stay on the market very long. You might want to stay in the periphery.
I'll tell you what, though. I'll tell you what really, because again, young, I didn't know much about those things, but when I was younger, my father got a credit card for me, and of course I could never use it, but once I graduated from college, he gave it to me, and I was a smart kid. I didn't really, make many purchases, but the longevity or the credit history, that's what really got it for me, so I was excited about that, yeah.
Okay.
And I don't make poor financial decisions. So.
Okay, so he's a man responsible with his money. Beiji says, this call is not about the land. He wants the flesh. I can't.
I'm not that superficial.
I don't know what's going on with my knockouts today. And so Modra is saying, Tanya, why is he too young for you? I guess you all don't know how old I am, but you all will know soon when I start doing my matchmaking show. All right. So I appreciate the call in. Was there anything that you wanted to say before you got off the line?
Thank you again for taking the call. I really love your work. I appreciate your passion. I think your audience is so appreciative of everything that you do, and God bless. Have a wonderful 2021.
Well, you know what? Before you jump off, let me ask you this, right?
Yes.
So it's rare to get male callers that call in saying that they love the content, because a lot of the males that interact with my page are saying I'm a man hater and all of that. So what is it that makes you have a different opinion?
I thought deeply about that, and I've heard, I've seen bits and pieces of, the high value, this, that, and the third. Men of quality spend time with other men of quality, and we listen more than we speak, and we internalize and think and make changes. It's not always about attacking what someone says or going against or trying to belittle them, especially if it's a woman. You just listen and you work harder, and as you all say, you compete.
So then why do you think that there are so many men that come out trying to attack me and tell me to shut up?
Insecurity, probably, I would imagine, because why would you don't have to argue with a woman if she's saying something. If it's true, then you just receive it, and if it's not, then don't concern yourself with it. I mean, did you lose money over it? It just that's just straightforward things. I mean,
okay.
I don't know.
There's a lady in the audience that wants your number.
I don't know how to share that privately, but
you know what we're gonna do? I am going to get a matchmaking show started up, and we're gonna get some people matched. So we're going to get some relationships started out there.
All right, all right.
They're saying you're a mama's boy. Is this true?
I'm a Southerner. My mother and I are very close, but I'm not a mom. My mother, she's a hard woman. I don't say it in a mean way, but she was a warden at a prison the majority of her life. So
Your mother was a warden in the prison. Oh, Lord of mercy.
Yeah, so she's a tough one. She's a tough one.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay.
And that also has a bearing on, obviously that has a bearing on my trajectory, because if she's going to work and seeing lifers every day, then
Oh,
obviously
okay.
she's gonna
Okay.
do a certain way.
Okay, we feel you on that. All right. Well, you know what, William? Thank you so much for calling in. We appreciate that. Thank you.
No problem. You're welcome. Thank you, and take care.
Okay. All right. So that was a treat. That was a treat. You know, we don't get those calls of admiration in all the time over here. So let me go back to the Cash App. We have gotten some Cash Apps in. All right. So we got a phone call coming up right now. Let's see. All right. So when you do the Cash App, I need you to call so that I have your number so that I can look for the number with the last 4 digits. And then Vanessa has sent in $5 saying that this is for me to get my boo a washcloth. Listen. Don't do me like that. 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 That is so awful. This is awful. Oh my gosh. So awful. All right. So let's go back to the phone lines and see. So listen, Felicia, we need you to call in so that I can get your whole number, because I only have the last 4 right now. So awful. Oh, so Shika is saying, start a business, have everyone buy in, have the business buy the land. There are other ways to do it. And I've been talking with lawyers about ways to. Maria is awful. Maria is saying Tanya like her men looking like roadkill. That's messed up. That man did not look like roadkill. He looked strong. Listen, he looked like he could ward off disease. Yes. So we have Z who sent in, but you didn't put your number inside the thing. So I don't know if you wanted to call in. So let's see. All right. Okay. So, let me go back to the phone lines and see if we have the call that has come through. No, she still hasn't called. She hasn't. Let's see. Oh, here we go.
Hello.
Yes, hi. You're on the air live with Tanya. What's your name?
Alicia.
Hi, Felicia. So give me just 1 second. I have to get the piece back in my ear. All right. So what is your comment this evening?
Well, I first want to start out. I love listening to your show.
Thank you.
Thank you for bringing up topics, or thank you for bringing up views on topics that aren't otherwise discussed.
Thank you. Like what in particular? Which topics do you feel are not really talked about?
Often when we talk about the popular or trending topics, especially those that affect the Black community,
it's often not looked at the Black faces of opposition against Black people.
Oh, tell me more.
Well, even with this current trending topic of Trump, I have a belief that there are Black faces of white supremacy, or
Oh yeah.
so when different sites are bringing up, it's not just about like Black men against Black women. That's not where I take some of your sites, but those who are in opposition of Blacks in general are the ones who promote, I guess, white women over Black women, and who do the colorism thing.
Oh,
so I appreciate that about your show.
Got you. Okay, I feel you on that. In terms of the talks about colorism that we've had lately, I feel you on that.
Yeah, definitely. And also, I know you guys mentioned land, and a lot of people have been dropping a lot of good nuggets in the comments. And I know the young lady mentioned about the USDA loans, but as far as those who are looking to invest in urban areas, there's the opportunity zone investing that exists that can also be an opportunity to rehab communities, because a lot of communities are abandoned. It's not just in the Detroit area, but there are a lot of cities that have almost completely abandoned communities. And so for those who don't necessarily want to go into the rural area, there are large chunks within urban populations, or urban areas rather, that are designated as opportunity zones. So right off with that, and a lot of funding, grant funding that's available with that as well. So
Okay. That's dope. So opportunity zones in different areas. How does a person find out what is an opportunity zone?
well, they're pre-designated, and you can actually go onto there's a website. I know the IRS.gov can answer questions.
Really? About opportunity zones?
As it pertains to the funding and the tax write-off. But to find out what is considered an opportunity zone, you really can Google it, because they're pre-identified. I know that for my area, I live in Mississippi, and there are several areas that I found out about that were considered opportunity zones, because, you just wondered, like, wow, these dilapidated areas, and when you go to look up who owns them, there are a lot of people, Caucasians in particular, who live in other states like California, and like, why do they want this, but opportunity zone money. So we can take advantage of that ourselves. That's one thing that Trump did that we as Blacks can take advantage of, not just for the tax write-off, but also to rebuild communities, rehab, and create our own zone.
Got you. All right. That sounds really good. So just go to IRS's website and just look up opportunity zones. Let me go there now and take a look and see what I see.
Well, you can Google opportunity zones, but on the IRS website, it'll just let you know some of the tax advantages of investing into opportunity zones.
Oh, got you.
Just as for instance, let's just say you had $1 million worth of property. Typically, because it's a capital gain, you would have to pay taxes on that. But because it is a property investment in an opportunity zone, you actually would not have to pay all of those taxes. And if it's 27 years, if you live in it, and 39 if you don't quote me on those exact numbers, it may be flip-flop, but there are a lot of interesting things that I've been learning about it. So yeah, if you just go to Google and put in opportunity zones, and you'll find sites that pre-identify which areas are considered opportunity zones.
Okay, I'm doing that right now, actually. Opportunity zones. Oh, how interesting. Okay. All right. I'm going to leave this website up for after we get off. Thank you. I appreciate that. Heads up. I've been receiving it's just been difficult to get things done behind the scenes, but working on creating a way for us to be able to make money together. So absolutely, I appreciate that. They say the average income in Mississippi is $18,000. Is it?
Well, Mississippi is one of the poorest states in the nation, and the education is ranked some of the lowest in the nation. So, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to know that it was 18,000. I mean, if you Google anything about the Delta in Mississippi, there's an area that I've been working with right now that has been flooded over and over, but the average person there can't afford to just move. They own the land. And every time a disaster strikes, it's an area that's heavily prone to flooding and tornadoes, but they can't move because they can't afford to. And the corruption level is so high that the money that may have been available to have relocated these people have not been actually allocated to them. So,
oh, wow. Got you.
Situations like that.
Oh, how interesting. Okay, well, you know what? We definitely have to sit down and look into it. So thank you for that. I really appreciate that. The more and more I talk with people about things like this, the more and more it seems possible and feasible. So thank you.
Oh, absolutely. And as far as like the community you were talking about building for the women, a lot of people talk about S Corps and C Corps, but B Corps are lesser known about business statuses. And the goal for B Corporation is to have like a social standing business. So you can be for profit, but also be in business to address a social issue. And so that's something that's kind of like a cross between a nonprofit and an LLC or an S Corp. But yeah, B Corp is an excellent way to go.
Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to have to look more into it. Thank you. All right. Well, you know what? Thank you so much for calling in. You're going to be our last call of the evening. So thank you.
Thank you. You have a wonderful evening.
You too. All right. Bye-bye. All right. Oh, tonight was such a wonderful night. Thank you all so much. I'm happy that we've been able to be here for one another during this very tough and trying time. So thank you all very, very much. I appreciate you coming out. This call really just gave me so much life. So thank you. I think it's so important to connect with human beings. Even though we're not face to face, it was just nice. It was nice to just have a chat with humans and, just interact. So I appreciate that. Thank you. And, I don't like to broadcast for more than 2 hours because my booty starts feeling, it starts feeling very flattened, and I gotta try to pump it back up. Oh, goodness, some of you out there are so encourageable. So nonetheless, I appreciate you all coming out. Thank you. I hope that you all learned something during this broadcast. I hear my phone going off, but I hope that's not another. Oh, how sweet. Thank you. So we got $5 in, said for TKO TV. I appreciate that. Thank you. So absolutely, I think I am going to see what it is that I'm going to do for dinner. When I say that I've been just feeling numb lately, I haven't even found pleasure in food like I used to. I used to find so much pleasure in food. Now I don't anymore. So I don't know. I need a resurrection. Like I need like a spiritual resurrection. You know what? It would be an excellent name for a retreat. Yes, just to revive, just on the inside, to just bring that love back out from inside of us. So yeah. So spirulina, you're saying, what do I have? I don't have spirulina, I have chlorophyll. So let me look into, I have chlorophyll and I have, I think I do have no, what is it? Chlorella. I have chlorella. I have chlorella. I don't have spirulina. So let me look into some spirulina. I need something. And Rashid is saying, Tanya, gonna call Will later. You know, Will seemed very sweet. He said he wasn't really interested in a relationship, you know? So I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to put on some sneakers and do some stair intervals, get my heart pumping, and maybe come and lift. I've been lifting weights lately. Like lifting weights has made me feel more powerful, but I also feel like the weights are kind of trying to bulk me up a little bit. So I might have to cut back on some of these weights. Maybe I need to do lower weights, longer repetitions. But yeah, I just have been needing something during this pandemic to just, so yeah, so those weights have really been getting me through. So I appreciate just the feel of muscle fatigue. It just makes you feel so good. It makes you feel so good, you know? So Bejalik is saying, you look great, Tanya. Yeah, you know, but I looked at myself with that tan that I had yesterday, and I realized when I was fitter, I was doing more running. But it's winter in New York right now, so I don't know. I need something. But what I need, I do not know what it is. I don't know what it is that I need. I need an internal revival. That's what I need. I really do. I need an internal revival. And maybe what we might do is we might just do like a seminar. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to send you all a survey, right? I'm going to send you a survey. So come over to my website, tanyatko.com, and click on subscribe. Make sure that you're on my mailing list. I'm going to send out a survey just to survey you all and see what it is that you need and what you've been dealing with. And we're going to create a way for us to come together. It'll be a paid event, but it won't be that much. It'll probably be like $199 or something very inexpensive just for us to be able to get together. It depends on whether or not we have to hire other speakers and all of that. It might be a little bit more, but just start saving up. Let's say save up $299, a small investment just to be able to get us together and do like this revival. And do like a revival. Top model Missy is coming in all late talking about Tanya dating some man named William. Oh Lord have mercy. What is going on here? All right. I will see you all in the next video. Listen, you know what? You all will get to vote because we're going to be doing a matchmaking show where you all will help me vote on who is going to be the right man for me, right? And I probably will have to go younger because I still want to have children, so I don't want to get somebody who we both can't be old. You know what I'm saying? We both can't be old. All right. So I will see you all in the next video. Thank you all for coming out. I appreciate all of the love, affection, and attention. I'll see you all in the next video. Go out there and love one another. But most importantly, what? That's right. Love yourself. Love yourself. And part of loving yourself is when you're feeling down, express what's going on with you, allow people to assist you, assist yourself. Because if you have chronic feelings of feeling down, make sure that you speak to a mental health professional. Make sure that you stay on top of your mental health and psychological health. So I'm feeling down right now. However, you know, if this perpetuates, I'm definitely going to see a therapist and see about figuring out how to vent out some of these feelings of the numbness and of, you know, but I need to find a Black therapist to talk about some of these Black issues that's going on, because a lot of the trauma that I've been feeling has been because of all of these Black public murders and death and the blatant disregard for our lives, you know, and the disregard for our protests to save our lives, and also equating our begging to stay alive with terrorism. It's like it's been one assault after another. you know, but we had a chance to laugh at the horned man. We got a chance to get some, you know, some little attention from little young tenderonis out there. We had some good jokes, and I thought it was a good time. So I'm gonna dig within myself and see whether or not it is time to, because I've been doing okay for the pandemic, but lately I've just been feeling a little bit numb. So I might have to look into, you know, just making sure, because in order for me to support other people, I have to make sure that I'm in pristine mental health myself. And I typically get a once a year checkup. And so it's the beginning of the year. It's time to get that mental health checked up and just make sure that I'm okay. I did meet with a life coach at the end of last year to get through the blocks that I was having, to get that book published, to work on getting this game published, to work on finishing up my application to grad school. And so working with the life coach, I was able to talk about some psychological things that were creating blocks. So that helped, but I may need to speak with an actual psychologist to assist me in working through I just probably need to do my once annual checkup. All right. So don't be afraid. Okay. Bejalik is saying, or is it not Bejalik? It's Bejik. Well, I wish you well, peace and love, breathe deep and get enough sleep. You know what? And I also need to meditate. As a matter of fact, when I get off of here, I'm meditating. And Samai has a Jamaican and Bajan therapist, so I feel you on that. Tanya Walker, so nice of you to join us. I needed some mods in here earlier when we were talking about politics. These people were going crazy in the comments. All right, so listen, I will see you all later. Tanya TKO, and I'm out. Peace. 2:05, 2 hours, 5 minutes. Well, not bad, not bad.